GlaxoSmithKline wants you to learn about asthma and what you should do about it. So we're continuing on with Quest for the Code, which, as you might remember, was a star-studded full-motion video affair where we have to defeat a villain who wants to steal clean air and want to give everyone asthma.
Type your full name in the spaces provided for access.
It's been some months.
Please touch the enter button to proceed.
Since we played this.
Please type full name to acquire access.
Now, I was a bit puzzled as to how we...
Touch the enter button to proceed.
It sure is repeating itself. Okay, it stopped. I was a bit puzzled because it didn't...
to acquire access.
It didn't seem like there were any save or load features in this game, so I wasn't sure how to continue or if we were going to have to start from the beginning. But then I realized that the way you do it is you enter the name that you were playing as, and it just auto-loads.
Please type full name to acquire access.
I guess there's a certain logic to that. If you look at the context of where this game would have been played, it probably would have been on a computer in a doctor's office. So maybe you had a kid who came in, entered their name, played it for a while, and then had to stop. And then next time they come in, they can enter their name and just continue from there. So that's probably the reasoning. But this does mean that I had to go back to the tryout and remember what name I entered, which was... Boner's... The... Bonanza.
Access granted.
Very important we remember our names. Right, so in the upper left, it says we have 4 of these runes.
Mucus Airgon has placed an asthma deployer at a secret location that threatens to release hordes of asthma triggers. Your goal is to gather the 7 pieces of the code needed to deactivate the deployer. You get the code by battling Airgon's 7 allies, and then Mucus Airgon himself. So go get him.
Thanks, Yakuba. So yeah, he's our commanding officer, sending us off on a mission. So we did these 4, and I guess this is going to be the next one we do, unless Kuba has anything to add with his repeating video loop. No?
Well, if this takes any longer, I'll go get a sandwich. Oh, you're still here! So am I!
Jeez, Kuba, children are playing this. You don't need to be so impatient with the asthma-ridden child. Let's go to the next one.
Be fearless in your effort to fight Chalktisha, the next of Airgon's allies. You're about to encounter Chalktisha, the teacher who's everyone's worst nightmare. Be careful. Chalk dust can be a nasty asthma trigger. Clear this classroom area of asthma triggers. Click on the asthma triggers above and drag them to their location in the environment. If you'd like more information about an asthma trigger, double-click on its icon.
Obviously, I'm going to click on this hamster. Okay, I can't get information about the hamster. Strong smells. Stay away from strong smells. Dander. Whenever furry animals and birds are found. Chalk. Avoid chalkboards. Stay away from them. Illness. Wash your hands. Avoid being around people who are sick. Hey, you know, that's just good advice in general. You don't need to be asthmatic for that. Alright, so Dander is going to go over to Mr. Hamster.
Now that you've identified the asthma trigger, see if you can answer the question on how to avoid it.
Ask your teacher if the pet can be taken out of the room. But never sit near the animal. Only sit near the pet when you don't feel asthma symptoms.
No, we have to be vigilant at all times.
The asthma trigger. See, good job.
Right, so then chalk, maybe by the chalkboard. 2 halves of the chalkboard. I assume I could just... 3 parts. I assume I can put it on any part.
Don't sit near the blackboard or bang the erasers. Hold your breath when someone writes on the blackboard.
Well, we should probably sit far away.
You've neutralized that trigger!
Who said that? That wasn't Kuba, was it? I mean, maybe it was. He was doing the voice. Alright, strong smells. This looks like paints and paint thinner, maybe?
Don't go to art class. Use paints in an area with good ventilation. And stop if you are short of breath.
Yeah, don't go to class. I'm sure you can think of something you'd rather be doing.
Now answer these questions.
Is the art teacher really gonna notice? Alright, we'll use paints in an area with good ventilation.
That triggers history!
Alright, then illness. Uh-oh, what's this over here? Are those tissues?
Try to avoid sitting next to someone with a cold or going to a friend's house if they are sick. Bring extra tissues if you are sitting next to someone who has a cold.
We're staying far away.
Decontamination complete.
It's time you teach Chalktisha a lesson or two. Do everything in your power to defeat her.
Alright, what's the battle gonna be like? Okay, we have our reticle. What am I gonna... I mean, if she's Chalktisha, maybe I should be aiming at the board?
Target located.
Now pay attention. Everything she says is vital to your mission.
Okay, that just went away automatically.
I see we have a new pupil with us. Well, you're late. I see we're not getting off to a good start.
Okay, she is made of chalk. Yes. I guess give it a moment. Chalktisha just needs to get ready.
Today's lesson is about the different devices you use to take your asthma medicine. If you don't use the devices correctly, the medicine won't go deep into your lungs and you won't be able to control your asthma. And that's what I want. Now be a good teacher's pet and look at the board here. 5 different devices help you take your asthma medicine. The devices come in different shapes and sizes. First, there's the DPI, or dry powdered inhaler. Then there's a metered dose inhaler, sometimes called a puffer, or MDI. Next, we have the tube spacer, which is always used with an MDI. Then there's the bag spacer, and finally the nebulizer, which is a mist machine. Got that?
It's a pretty fast lesson, Chalktisha.
Am I going too quickly? Well, too bad. Listen closely, because I'm only going to say this once. Sometimes the same device is used to give you different kinds of medicine. For instance, an MDI can be used to give you your long-term control medicine and your quick relief medicine. That's why it helps to label your medicines with different colored stickers, so you can easily tell them apart. I can't believe I'm giving you this tip. Must be the teacher in me. Label your long-term control medicine with a green sticker to match the green zone of your peak flow meter. That's your target zone. Label your quick relief medicine with yellow and red stickers to match these zones of your peak flow. That's it. No more help from me. Simmer down, simmer down. It's time for a little pop quiz. You're going to see kids using different asthma devices. You have to figure out which step they're doing wrong. Then you have to choose the right way to use the asthma device. Is that clear? That's it. Simmer down, simmer down. Quiet, quiet. It's time for the quiz.
All right, so yeah, gonna have to remember our lessons from previous.
Dry powder inhaler, or DPI.
Click on the step that's incorrect.
We're gonna, because we're not just talking about this current lesson, but we're also talking about things that we had learned last time. But that was some months ago, so gonna have to try to remember that. By the way,
Fallen asleep, or are you just not listening to me?
Well, something I did.
On the step that's incorrect.
Something I did just remember is that the villains of this game are voiced by known celebrities. So as she was talking, I was just looking that up. Chalktisha here is voiced by Glenn Close.
Have you fallen asleep, or are you just not listening to me? Click on the step that's incorrect.
All right, so let's see. He's holding it with 2 hands. He's holding it with 2 hands. He's looking at a watch. Holding breath. Okay, so open, click, wait 20 seconds, hold breath, close device. Did we learn how to use this? Like she said what it was, but I don't remember getting a...
Hold breath and count to 10.
I don't remember hearing about how we use this.
Open.
Open.
Click to load medicine.
Then you load it up.
Wait 20 seconds before taking dose.
Then you wait. After loading the medicine, you wait 20 seconds. Is there a reason for that?
Hold breath and count to 10.
And then...
Hold breath, wait 20...
Odd that take medicine is not one of the steps. It's open, click, wait 20 seconds, hold breath for 10 seconds, and then close device. I assume taking the medicine is in between here. It's, I would guess. Maybe wait 20 seconds is not what you're supposed to do?
You're just the smartest.
Wow.
Correct? Click on the scene that shows the correct way to use the device.
Tip device. Breathe in quickly, inhale slowly.
Probably inhale slowly.
You haven't been doing your homework.
No!
Again.
I did it wrong.
Tip device. Breathe in quickly, steadily, and deeply.
Darling, that's absolutely positively right.
First, open the device like this. Next, click to load the medicine. Breathe in the medicine quickly, steadily, and deeply. Then, hold your breath for 10 seconds. And when you're done, close the device.
So we're learning how to use it
Inhaler or MDI.
after
On
the
step,
quiz.
That's incorrect.
It's just, hey, you don't know how to use this. Which step do you think is wrong? We'll tell you afterwards. A bold way of educating the student.
Shake inhaler,
Shake it up.
breathe out. Close mouth on mouthpiece.
Ow.
Breathe in quickly. Hold your breath and count to 10.
All right.
Shake inhaler,
Shake
breathe
it.
out. Close mouth on...
Why do you need to shake
inhaler,
it?
You haven't been doing your homework.
No, you do need to shake it.
Breathe out.
Right, you would want to exhale
Mouth
and
on.
then breathe in.
Hold your breath and count to 10.
Can't hold breath?
Oh, aren't you too cute? Too bad you're wrong.
Oh. Hmm. Okay, you do shake it, and you do hold your breath after using it.
Breathe out. Close mouth on mouthpiece.
Now,
Breathe in quickly. Breathe
you not
out.
breathe out?
Why don't you put on your thinking cap and try again?
Apparently not. Do you not close your mouth on the mouthpiece?
Oh, aren't you too cute? Too bad
No,
you're
apparently it's just, breathing quickly. Don't do that.
wrong. Darling, that's absolutely
Okay.
positively right. Click on the scene that shows the correct way to use the device.
Press inhaler before breathing in. Breathe in and press inhaler. Don't hold breath after inhaling.
Okay, so the trick was it did not actually say to use it. It just said put your mouth on it and inhale, but it didn't actually say to press the button. So that was it.
Breathe in and press inhaler. Press inhaler before breathing.
Darling, that's absolutely positively right.
First, shake the inhaler and breathe out as much air into your lungs as you can. Put the mouthpiece in your mouth and close your lips around it. Breathe in slowly through your mouth as you press down on the inhaler at the same time. Be sure to keep breathing in as slowly and as deeply as you can. Hold your breath and count to 10 before breathing out slowly.
Right, so the problem wasn't breathing in.
Click on the step that's incorrect.
It didn't say to press the button and breathe in. Gotta remember the way it's thinking.
Shake inhaler.
Shake it up.
Attach to spacer.
Mm-hmm.
Don't shake inhaler.
Shake it, and then don't shake it.
Shake inhaler. Close mouth on mouthpiece. Press inhaler once. Breathe in slowly. Hold breath and count to 10.
Well, I mean, it has to be one of these.
Shake inhaler and attach to spacer. Don't shake inhaler.
Darling, that's absolutely positively right. Click on the scene that shows the correct way to use the device.
Breathe out. Leave mouth open.
Young.
Press inhaler many times.
All right, so shake inhaler,
Close mouth.
then put it on your mouth. I mean, I don't think leave mouth open is correct.
Breathe out.
You're probably breathing out.
Why don't you put on your thinking cap and try again?
Oh, that's not correct.
Breathe out.
Oh, I was saying that's wrong, and I clicked on it. No, so it's probably breathe out.
A double plus. Good work.
The first thing you gotta do is shake the inhaler and attach it to the spacer chamber like this. Then, breathe out. Put the mouthpiece of the spacer chamber in your mouth and close your lips around it. Then, press down once on the inhaler to release 1 puff. Next, breathe in slowly through your mouth, as deeply and for as long as you can. Hold your breath and count to 10 before breathing out slowly. That's it.
I don't think she counted to 10.
Enemy defeated. Oh. Code piece collected.
She's very upset about that. She's just sitting there, standing there, taking it all in.
Hello, Mucus.
Hello, teacher. You get a D for disappointing me, and you get an F for effort.
That's an E for effort.
Whatever.
I don't know what happened. I followed the lesson plan. I did my homework. I tried to look at this from every possible angle. Oh, Mucus, I've never failed anything in my life. Oh, this is a sad, sad day.
Poor Chalktisha. She's just a chalk dust memory to me now.
And Mucus Airgon has 0 tolerance for failure.
Oh, aren't you a clever one, taking down my allies like little prey. But there's more in store for you. You don't have much time. The deployer waits for no one.
Use the arrow keys to move through the maze.
What?
Avoid asthma triggers and clear the area of all dots. Collect medicine to obtain power-ups.
Alright, we didn't see this before. So, do the... Okay, I was about to say, do the irritants, do they turn back into normal after a while? They do. Also, that one on the left has a really terrible pattern. I feel like not a whole lot of time was spent on the pathfinding for these enemies. Also, they just respawn directly from... Okay, no, that guy just came back in a different place. Oh, okay, we're doing more. How long are we doing this? Because, I mean, this is not a good version of Pac-Man. I'm gonna tell you. Not that I expected there to be a version of Pac-Man at all in this. I'm just gonna say it's not, you know, not exactly enjoyable to play. Alright, next... I don't know how many they're gonna be. We're still doing it. Alright, I died. I don't know if it'll just keep going until I die 3 times. They are getting faster. They are getting faster than I'm moving. I wonder if they just keep getting faster without any limit until it just becomes unplayable. Could be. Gotta get the high score. Okay, yeah, we're dead. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Okay, 2 more to go.
2 completed. Proceed to level 3 to continue mission. Click on a villain, and then click the start button.
Alright, what about this purple lady?
Perfuma is witty. Be sharp and you will defeat her. And good looking, so tell her I said hello. Now go!
It's not the time, Kuba.
Our sensory locators have detected Perfuma within 30 feet of here. Keep your distance. I know it's hard. And don't be misled by her sweetness. Her perfume smell is an asthma trigger. Get rid of these asthma triggers in this room. But, slip her my home number. Click on the asthma triggers above and drag them to their location in the environment.
I am not your wingman, Kuba.
Asthma trigger, double-click on its icon.
I'm here to learn about how to handle my asthma. Not to get you laid. Right, there's a bird. Makeup. Rug. Bed. Open window. So let's see. We got strong smells, probably coming from makeup.
Now that you've identified the asthma trigger, see if you can answer the question on how to avoid it.
Well, obviously, you should only wear perfume if it's French. We all know French perfume cannot give you asthma.
A lot of it on. Only wear perfume if it's French.
Good job.
This one's dander. All right.
Keep pets out of your bedroom at all times and wash your hands after touching them. Do not allow pets in your bed. Instead, keep them on the floor by your bed.
I mean, we don't have to worry about... I mean, the bird is not leaving the cage at night, I assume. I guess they're saying...
Now that you've identified the asthma trigger, see if you can answer the question on how to avoid it.
I guess they're saying we should not keep the bird in our bedroom.
That's it.
Pollution. Coming from that filthy, filthy outside.
If it's not too hot, close windows to keep out pollution. Place a fan by an open window to get fresh air in the room.
Identifying the trigger is half the battle. Now answer these questions to avoid and eliminate them.
Well, we're saying that we don't want fresh air in the room because that's where the pollution's coming from. We need to close those windows to keep it out.
That trigger's history!
Dust mites. And roaches. Roaches. Why are we oh, food. There's food there.
Keep leftovers in your room, but cover them up.
That's correct.
Don't leave unwrapped food around the house, especially in your room.
Look, you know what they say, out of sight, out of mind.
Now answer these
I could, look, that week-old rotting food that I just never got around to throwing out, just throw some laundry on it. I can't see it. It's good. It's good.
Identifying the trigger is half the battle.
It's fine.
Now answer these questions to... You've neutralized that trigger!
All right, dust mites. Maybe in the carpet?
Keep all stuffed toys close together on your bed so dust mites don't spread. Only keep one stuffed toy out at a time and have it washed in hot water once a week.
All right, don't shove all of your stuffed toys in the closet. Only have one out at a time. Remember to wash it regularly.
Questions to avoid and...
Decontamination complete.
You've cleaned the bedroom of asthma triggers. Now find that vaporous vamp Perfuma.
All right, so she's Perfuma, so let's look at the makeup.
Target located.
Think carefully before answering Perfuma's questions. She's a mistress of deception. If you're not sure about some of the answers, watch the lung simulation by clicking on the button here.
The lung simulation. Just, it took a little bit with the last boss as well, so, all right.
You've been keeping me waiting, mon petit. I thought you'd never come.
Mm-hmm. She's getting there.
All right, darling. Are you ready for your date with Destiny? Let's play my little game. C'est amusant and quite simple. I'll ask you a question, and you choose which of the three answers is correct. Understand? Good. I knew you were smart. Allons-y. Let's have some fun. What does mucus do in the airways? Does it A. Squeeze the airways until they are very narrow? B. Trap some of the bad things like asthma triggers from getting into the lungs? Or C. Sweep bad things deeper into the lungs?
So, the VA for Perfuma here is Gwyneth Paltrow. Were you surprised that this French accent is not genuine? I was.
Don't be afraid. I don't bite, but do choose the correct answer.
And by the way, I just thought I should let you know that apparently my commanding officer apparently wants to do something crass with your bottle, if I'm getting this correct. So I just thought you should probably know that.
I don't bite, but do choose the correct answer.
All right, what does mucus do? Squeezes the airways, traps bad things from getting into the lungs. I mean, yeah, it can catch stuff. That's why you generate the mucus, right?
Ooh, c'est correct. You are very smart. Why is it important to know how to take your medicine the right way? Is it A, because medicine reaches deeper in the lung and works better? B, because medicine makes asthma worse if you use it the wrong way? Or C, it doesn't matter how you take it as long as you use enough medicine?
It works better if you know how to use it?
Ooh, c'est correct. You are very smart. The body needs oxygen from the air, just like plants need water. Is this A, true, or B, false?
Yes?
You're like Napoleon. I can't defeat you.
Napoleon knew how to handle asthma.
It means A, they react to tiny things that enter your airways. B, they react to large things that enter your airways. Or C, they are better able to get rid of things that enter your airways.
When your lungs are sensitive, when they're sensitive.
Have I overwhelmed you, chérie? It's time to answer the question.
My lungs are so sensitive right now. They're reacting?
Darling, you leave me breathless. You're right.
I mean, I assumed it was tiny things and not large things, because if large things entered your airways, you would have other problems instead of asthma, I guess.
A mosquito bite that swells up when you scratch it? Or C, snowflakes that fall and melt away.
It's gonna, like, you know, swell up.
Darling, you leave me breathless. You're right.
Enemy defeated. Code piece collected.
Wow, hers was much easier. As opposed to being quizzed on how to use asthma equipment before actually learning how to use it.
How lovely to see you.
Always a joy to see you, Perfuma. You know that.
Come, mon chou. I never want to be apart from you.
Yes, I feel a great deal of affection for you too, Perfuma.
My love knows no bounds. You inspire me. You're my raison d'être.
Oh, Perfuma, put a lid on it.
Alright, I guess she's not being killed. She's just being trapped in her bottle.
Excellent work. Your knowledge of asthma has grown into a powerful force. But time is of the essence. Choose the next villain. Good luck.
Only one more to go with this weird hand.
Now's the time to be especially careful. Smokina is a force to be reckoned with. We can't predict what Airgon will do next. You can do it. I believe.
Man, where did they come up with these names?
I knew she was around someplace. Her name's Smokina. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Smokina's evil talent is to make kids feel bad about having asthma. Purge this scene of asthma triggers. Click on the asthma triggers above and drag them to their location in the environment. If you'd like more information about an asthma trigger, double-click on its icon.
Alright, so we got mold. We got pollution. We have cold air. And smoke. Alright, so pollution, there's like a couple of smoke things happening, which would be either smoke or pollution. Look, this smokestack.
Now that you've identified the asthma trigger, see if you can answer the question on how to avoid it.
Avoid playing near traffic and stay inside when smog is bad. Take deep breaths when you are outside.
Don't play in traffic.
Now
I mean, that's just good advice.
Right you are.
So let's see. Mold, cold air. Oh, the temperature. Okay, I'm about to say, how do we represent cold air? There we go.
Never go outside when it's cold. Wear a scarf over your nose and mouth to warm the air before it gets to your lungs.
I mean, not going outside is good advice. If you can figure out a way to never have to go outside, that is obviously the way to go. But sometimes you have to, I guess.
That triggers history!
Mold? Over here?
Keep out of damp areas where there are wet leaves and rotting logs. Go running in soggy, wet areas, especially after it's rained.
What are we, a dog?
Now that you've identified the asthma trigger, see if you can answer. Good job!
Then smoke. I mean, both of the things are... Oh, it's over here, okay. There's like a little smoky wisp coming out of this wastebasket.
Keep out of areas where people are smoking, even if it's outside. Wave smoke away from your face to prevent yourself from coughing.
Stay away from that smoke.
Decontamination complete.
Excellent work. Your next task is to find the elusive Smokina and make her disappear into thin air.
Is it where the smoke is?
Target located.
As you probably know, sometimes the hardest part of having asthma is knowing how to answer questions that people ask you. But how you answer these questions has everything to do with how you feel about your asthma and about yourself. Listen carefully to the questions and try to pick the right answers. Don't forget your important goal: to deactivate the deployer and to stop the spread of more asthma triggers.
Oh yeah, that's why we need these runes. All right, it's going to load a bit as we get introduced to Smokita. Yeah. Television? Like a burnt out television? Oh, no, it's the cigarettes.
It's smoky around here. Just the way I like it. Well, hello. I'm Smokita. You may have heard of me. I'm one of the most dangerous triggers of them all. And what's wonderful is, you never know when you'll run into me. Well, enough about me. Let's move on to you. I have a little challenge in store for you, so listen carefully. Some wretched kids are going to ask a question about asthma. You're going to hear a response to the question, and in order to smoke me out, you have to decide whether the response is a good way to answer or a not so good way to answer. Sounds simple, huh? Think again. If you answer 3 out of 5 questions correctly, you get another piece of the code. If you need to hear the question or answer again, click on the play button. Ready for some fun? Let the confusion begin.
Oh, these wretched kids. And by the way,
Let's
Smokita.
listen to what this little munchkin wants to know.
All right.
Don't you get embarrassed taking medicine in front of everyone?
Well, that's something to ponder. Let's hear a response to that question.
I hate taking medicine in front of everyone. That's why I wait until I get home.
Is this a good way to respond, or a not so good way to respond?
So I'll just mention here that Smokita is voiced by Minnie Driver. And I will say that that wretched child had a terrible answer.
Nice going! The more you take your medicine in front of people, the easier it gets. Plus, taking medicine when you need it and not waiting will keep your asthma under control.
Here's a curious critter. Let's hear what the question is.
Come over and study at my house. I know you're allergic, but I'll put the cats in the other room. All right?
That was a tough question. Let's hear how this little monster reacts to that.
Even if the cat's in another room, I still have a hard time breathing. Come to my house and study. Or let's go to the library.
Is this a good way to respond, or a not so good way to respond?
Hey, I know you might die being around my cats. Don't worry, I'll just, put them in another room. As opposed to taking any other option.
Nice! That is a good way to respond. Better play it safe and visit with your friends away from the cats. Dander from cats and other furry animals can be an asthma trigger.
Here's a curious critter. Let's hear what the question is.
It's so nice out. Can we play outside?
Interesting question. Let's hear how this little weasel answers.
I can't play outside because I have asthma. I have to stay in.
How do you think you should respond? Is this a good answer or a not so good answer?
I mean, it really depends on what's outside. Like, we don't actually know what the environment is outside or what the situation is. All we know is that it's a night...
Have I lost you? Is this a good way to answer the question or a not so good way to answer?
I'm just saying, Smokita, the only thing we know is that it's a nice day. We don't know if there's any traffic or smokestacks or, like, cigarettes lying around. We don't know this. We need more information, Smokita. We need more information.
Is this a good way to answer the question or a not so good way to answer the question?
Well, I would suggest that we are incapable of answering the question with this limited information. So I'm going to say that's not so good, Smokita.
Spot on! You're on the right track. You just know there's a better way to answer. Having asthma doesn't mean you have to stay inside. You just have to prepare, especially when you go out in cold weather.
Questions. I love all these questions. Go ahead, ask away.
Why do you stop playing in the middle of a game? You chicken? What, you afraid you're gonna lose?
That was a tough question. Let's hear how this little monster reacts to that.
Sometimes I have a hard time breathing when I run around. I have to stop, take medicine, and rest a while.
Is this a good way to respond, or a not so good way to respond?
Wait, but hold on. What if the first kid was right? That kid is actually scared of losing, and so is just making it up. Did you ever think about that?
Have I lost you? Is this a good way to answer the question, or a not so good way to answer the question?
I guess we have to take it on faith that the second kid is telling the truth.
You're right. That's a good answer. If you tell your friends why you're taking a break, they won't think you're scared of playing.
Here's a curious critter. Let's hear what the question is.
Hey, why do you always have to take medicine before gym class?
Interesting question. Let's hear how this little weasel answers.
I have asthma, and the medicine helps me breathe better when I'm playing.
What do you think, my little Einstein? Is this a good way to answer or a not so good way to answer?
I would say, I guess according to the rules laid out, it's probably a good answer. If you're actually on the schoolyard and someone said that, the actual answer is, I have to take my medicine because your mom told me to when I was plowing her last night, is the actual proper answer.
Based on whether you think...
But I don't think that's what they're looking for.
Good way or not?
You're right. That's a good answer. The more you know about asthma, the easier it'll be to teach your friends.
Enemy defeated.
I lost the code!
Code piece collected.
But my smoke clouds, everyone's thinking. Mucus, what are you doing?
This area has been declared a no-smoking zone.
No!
I feel that Mucus Airgon is not really forward-thinking about what's he going to do when he's, eliminated all of his employees. Typical CEO.
You did it! You've secured all the pieces of the code. You've learned all about asthma, but the true test lies before you. Airgon is nervous, and his actions are unpredictable. Stay on guard. Airgon's faithful allies lurk around every corner.
Use the mouse to aim at target. Click on roaches to destroy them.
Killing roaches? Oh, large roaches. Uh-huh. Pity I don't have, like, a light gun or something. I mean, you didn't have those for PCs, but some sort of weapon peripheral. So they're not attacking me or anything. They're just, you know, hiding and then coming out and then hiding again. It's no House of the Dead, I'll tell you that. So in real life, I'm using a mouse, but according to the story, I am, like, shooting them with a gun. Just to be clear, it seems like we've escalated things quite a bit. We're storming the base with a gun, shooting the cockroach minions. Give it a bit. Maybe Airgon's making his grand appearance. There he is.
So you think you foiled my plan? Well, you're too late. The asthma deployer is counting down. Before you can say bronchoconstriction, asthma triggers will be across the world.
Click on the code pieces below that match the code pieces collected in the communicator.
Looks can be deceiving. Wrong. Wrong. Are you sure that's the right one?
Oh, he's trying to...
Are you sure that's the right one?
He's trying to dissuade me from clicking on the pieces.
Are you sure that's the right one?
I have to believe in myself.
Please click the enter button.
And not trust Airgon.
Hey, could we talk, please? I am the asthma master!
My instincts about you proved right. You've used your knowledge about asthma to defeat Mucus Airgon and the Evil Seven. My job is finished, but yours is a lifelong one. Now you know that by managing your asthma, you can do anything you set your mind to. Thank you for a job well done. This is Cyrus. Over and out.
Wow. Mucus Airgon didn't even really try to stop us.
Well, we are happy to report that Mucus Airgon's campaign to spread lies to kids about asthma has been stopped. An unidentified member of an underground group has disarmed Mucus Airgon and successfully deactivated the deployer. A public thank you has been issued to the unidentified member of this team. And in other news tomorrow, expect the weather to be sunny and mild. We have light breezes from the south, and we're looking...
And the grass is growing again. Everything's green. It's a happy ending. Well, no.
To play again, click yes. To end your mission, click no.
I don't think we need to play again. I think we got it. I think we've learned our lessons about asthma and have saved the world from total global saturation of asthma. Now that I've become an expert, Cyrus has moved on to another town to teach other kids. He's some say he's wandering the globe to this day, ranting and raving about asthma. I mean, but those other kids, they don't have to go on a mission to kill Mucus Airgon, right? Because he's dead. We killed him and the 7 asthma lords. Well, I mean, he killed his own asthma lords after we passed their quizzes. Oh. He is alive. He signed with a talent agency, made several appearances on talk shows in an effort to tell his side of the story. I mean, granted, we don't really know what his side is. We just know that he attempted to cause worldwide asthma, maybe he had a valid reason for it. General Robo Roach was promoted to Chief of Armored Forces and was sent to the Northern Territories. There's a lot there that's not explained. What Northern Territory to do what? What's he doing now? I mean, he was colluding with Mucus Airgon. The mold mob took up residence by the water. What? There's a lot of water in the world. I guess it's fine that they're doing all right. Alexander married the youngest of the Dandruff sisters and settled with their little flakes on the back of a Siamese. Good for him? I thought it looked like most of the asthma lords were killed after we defeated them. I guess they survived. I guess no one had to die, even though they did try to kill everyone with asthma. The Fuminator gave up basketball and found work doing smog check at a service station. Gave up his dream of basketball. Chalktisha retired to Chalk Beach, California. Danielle, Ty, and Margaret pull out a new project. Oh man, can I read about the new project? What kind of headline is that? What's the new project? Well, at least it looks like that she's doing fine away from the classroom. Perfuma moved to Paris and launched a line of scented dresses. I feel like the asthma lords are getting off kind of easy, considering what they tried to pull. Smokina works as a cigarette girl at the Stork Club. The newscaster has joined Cyrus in fighting the spread of lies about asthma and continues to thank unidentified people like yourself for stopping Mucus Airgon's deployer. She is still trying to get an exclusive interview with Mucus Airgon, performed by Diane Sawyer. Unfortunately, asthma itself was not killed. It still exists. A terror across the globe, regardless of Mucus Airgon's defeat. Bink video. Bink used in so many games. That logo has appeared so many times in video games. Okay, then cut to desktop. Okay, that's Quest for the Code. We learned all about asthma and how to manage it, while also doing little quizzes by the asthma lords, so we could get their runes, so we could then storm Mucus Airgon's base with a gun, apparently, and shot up his cockroach minions, and then deactivated his deployer. He didn't lift a finger to stop us. I guess he was really confident that we would not be able to do it. But we did give Mucus Airgon the finger and live our lives of managing asthma. Well, that's Quest for the Code. And, yeah, it's quite a thing. I mean, I'm sure it had some useful, good lessons for kids wanting to know about asthma in a fun video game format. It's not a good video game, but I mean, it's there, and it's fun to see and hear all of the celebrities that got roped into doing this as probably a favor, I suppose. Though really, when we're thinking about the voice performances, obviously the best one was Shaq, who sounded like he was going the extra mile in his performance. So that would be the end of Quest for the Code, and Boners B. Bonanza now continues to live with managed asthma.